Hey everyone, Tommy here from Working Actor Pro. Let's talk about what they won't tell you in drama school. Being an actor will be the greatest and most challenging things you'll ever do. Everyone's path is different, so you really won't know the level of challenge you'll encounter, but it is important to know what you're getting yourself into and what to expect. You're going to be thrown a lot of highs and lows. I remember years ago I was in New York shaking hands with Spike Lee at a callback in the morning, and by noon I was waiting in line for food stamps. I mean, you kind of have to laugh at those peaks and valleys that accompany this life. Some of my hardest days were where I had to choose between taking a class and eating dinner.
Please, sir.
Another pilot season without a booking, another six-figure national commercial that somehow slipped through my fingers. The physical exertion, working multiple jobs, the stress of juggling everything just to get through the day, all the while pursuing a job with a notoriously low success rate and no promise of a paycheck tomorrow. Yeah. Try that for 10 years. It all worked out, thank God. Hindsight, of course, is a luxury, but in the middle of it, the tunnel seemed endless. I found the best way to keep going was to employ motivational reference points so that you can maneuver through these challenges successfully. When I think of the worst days of the most intense darkness and struggle as an actor, I think of the HBO series Band of Brothers. If you saw that series, do you remember the Battle of Bastogne? It's considered one of the worst challenges in the harshest conditions for American soldiers in World War II. It was below freezing, they had no reserves, no food, no reinforcements, no protection aside from their foxholes. Their superiors said, "Stay strong, hold the line, and you'll get through it." They were outmanned, outgunned, and the state of the world was in total jeopardy. The stakes couldn't have been higher, and the probability of survival was minimal. Eventually, on the 27th day, they were relieved by General Patton's army, and those who lived through it were heard recounting on their worst days as a civilian, "At least I'm not in Bastogne." Sometimes acting, or the pursuit of it, feels like war. Every day you're battling nerves, the pressure, the boss at your side job, or you're simply at war with yourself. Your greatest tests will be during your darkest times. The question isn't, will you have a Bastogne? The question is, when will it be and for how long? You'll know when you're in it, but you won't know how long it'll last until you're through it. What matters is you keep going. The people who came before us gave us all these stories for inspiration and motivation. Did you ever hear the story of Dowd? When she was a young actress, 30 or so, she was on her way to her waitress job. Black pants, white shirt, black tie. We've all been there, of course. On this particular night, there were several limousines parked outside the theater across the street. She looked up at the marquee and it said, "About Last Night," starring Elizabeth Perkins, who was her classmate. So Anne was going to go wait tables, and her classmate Elizabeth was going to the premiere of her film that would launch her into stardom. Totally defeated, Anne got through her shift. She went home, sat on her porch, and wept. She screamed into the night, When will it be my turn?" In the quiet darkness, she said she heard a voice from the inside. It was calm and warm. It said, "It will all be fine. It will all be all right. You will be in your 50s. You will be 56. She said, no, no, no. Missing the whole point of the voice, she said, "I'm not waiting until my 50s. I have no intention, so you can take that message and shove it." Well, years later, at 56, she did a film called Compliance, and things shifted tremendously for her as her career took off. Now, this is Anne's story, not yours. Things may start for you earlier or later, or maybe it'll be some long, consistent run. But for Anne's story, a question that we should ponder is, what did she do between 30 and 56? Well, she worked, traveled, performed, she met new people, she did new things, she kept going, kept training, and most importantly, she allowed time to do its thing. I often wonder how my path would be if I just pretended I knew it was all going to work out. When I have that type of faith in the system, in myself, things become easier. Now, it took a long time, but I now understand that all things happen for a very specific reason and in its own time. Then, when I'm ready for the opportunity, it will be given. It's a lot easier than wresting satisfaction and happiness from this business. When you allow your path to unfold, it feels like you're floating down a river rather than swimming upstream. Look at today's challenges with tomorrow's eyes. Find survival stories like this. Find the poetic, romantic struggle that you encounter every single day and use it as fuel for your story.